Craig, I know you've been talking about this and dealing with this for some time, and now that it's here, I guess just a thought on Chris and the family, such a valued member of this organization. Just now that he has passed, I guess we ask you how you're feeling about everything and maybe just the life that he lived.
I think being at the hospital with him a few days ago, you never want to see him like that, but just to know how hard he battled and what he's done for ALS, and his whole goal is to one day, it's just gone. We're not talking about it, and I think that's always going to be his legacy. That's what he wants, and for me to watch him battle for 5 years and to see the way it went, obviously we were hoping it was going to be 25 years. We used to sit in the office, and he's like, when he's going through all the treatments, he's like, I'm feeling good. The lungs were good. And, unfortunately, probably in the last year since Christmas, he, it kind of turned and here we are today. But, you try to think about all the good things, and what he's done for the organization is pretty special.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Maybe you touched on it, but maybe there's something more personal. When you sat and visited with him for the final time, or maybe when you think back personally, aside from the professional side of it, what comes to mind?
He's an inspiration. I mean, all these, what he was going through and the way he did it with, I'd always say, well, you don't have to go, but he's like, I'm going to live this life. Whatever time I have, Connie, I'm going to do everything. Super Bowls. I mean, the stuff he did, and you think, even to come to Penticton, I'm like, I knew he was a little tired. I'm like, you don't have to come to Penticton. No, I want to come. So, it kind of put things in perspective for me too. We only get one life, and we have to live it and live it to the fullest. So, and that's what he did for 5 years. I mean, when he got that diagnosis that first day, 6 to 12 months, that was a tough, I'm sitting there at my kitchen table and Cohen sitting across from me. You're like, but from that point on, never heard him complain once, never heard him, all the stuff he went through, real inspiration. I mean, it always puts things in perspective, and I'm really going to miss him. But, even when I saw him the last day, I thought, he looked at peace as I left the room, and, I never want to see him like that again. That's why I said, so I didn't go back yesterday, and because I want to think about the way he was when we were together all the time.
Craig, we always talk so much about family, when you're going through this, and how important it is with this extended family around this organization, and how much you guys have need each other and will continue to use each other around here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a support of everyone. Chris touched everyone here. He's been here a long time, and, it's just, the hardest part's when you walk in and, you see his office, and he's usually just sitting in there, and you grab a coffee, go sit with him. Those are going to be the things you miss, the little things. And, I know his family's been going through so much that, we're all going to be there to support, Kelsey, Cohen, and Willa. I mean, it's, obviously it's a very hard time, but together I think we're going to all get through this.
It seems like dating back to as soon as you were involved in hockey ops, Chris has been here. Every time I bugged you about something that was going on around the team, you're like, Snowy's in on that.
Yeah.
Do you think fans, I guess, really appreciate how much of an impact he had on basically everything you guys did?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they do, because it is behind the scenes. You don't want to give out any information or say too much, but even doing Parker Bell's contract, he was so excited to do Parker's contract. He's like, we were joking at the pool in Penticton. He's like, you want me to get this Backlund thing done? Like, those are the way we were going. So even at the very end, I was, he just always wanted to do more. He was always in on everything. And, the one thing I loved about him was he had a different perspective. He says, maybe I get too emotional and fall in love with players, and he's like, I just tell you the way I see it, Connie. So, I'm going to miss that for sure. But he was a special person.
What was the significance of knowing, what Chris was up against, having Cohen with you on Wednesday?
I just think we were together at the hospital with Cohen and the day before, and I asked him, what do you want to do? He goes, can I come to work with you? So absolutely. So, I mean, to have him out of that one environment and in another one, this feels good to him. To be down, I think Lindholm gave him a stick, very excited. And that's the thing, you know, wanted to put some positive, have him have some time where he wasn't thinking about it. So it was unbelievable, because I said, do you want to go home? Absolutely not. Just like his dad, I want to be here. I want to be there when you know, Backlund does a press conference. So it's all those things, you know, so many similarities. I know he's young, but I see a lot of Chris in Cohen.
Beyond Calgary, what do you think Chris will be remembered for?
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, it's what he's done for ALS and where he wants ALS, where to go, to be eradicated. I mean, that's always been his goal. He's hoping that nobody ever has to do what he's gone through, and that's his goal. But that's not just in Calgary, that's everywhere. I mean, and he's hoping, you know, the Snowy Strong, everything, that people just don't forget. They just continue to drive forward to try to, you know, to not ever have this happen to someone else.
Can you talk about that reach? I'm sure your phone's been blowing up. Is there somebody in the hockey world, outside of the hockey world, that reached out to you, or maybe the organization, just to sort of let the group know that they're thinking about this situation?
It's amazing, because it's every organization almost that has reached out already, and they keep coming, you know. And it's the support. The one thing about the hockey world, we're competitive. We all want to win, but the one thing, it's a close-knit community, and they will have your back to the bitter end. And that's, you know, that's what I'm seeing in this. I mean, the support, and it's just almost so many people you can't even, you know, but that's what he's done. He's touched so many lives, and everybody knew, I think, when they came out with what Kelsey did, and, you know, her platform really brought things into perspective for everybody. And it's amazing how many people it's already touched.